there is an enormous gap that I see in the region for the technology appetite versus what's deployed. Every time you go to a bank, you see a line which is 20 minutes long. My head goes entirely in a different direction, says there is an opportunity right here. Every time when you enter a counter and you don't directly get the counter help, you got to go through intermediary. I see the inefficiency in the system. And it's everywhere. Why is it that today, if I want to make electronic transfer from Boston to Hong Kong, Boston is my home base, I could be in Trinidad, my accountant is in Acton, Massachusetts, two of us can conduct the electronic transfer to a new account. In 15 minutes, we'll deliver it to Hong Kong. Guaranteed 15 minutes, we'll deliver it to Hong Kong. I can deliver from Boston to Trinidad, but I can't deliver to the client here. It takes 2 days, 1 to 2 days. So that speaks to me of the inefficiency and ineffective. For a small business owner, that is you see that the inefficiency built in, and for entrepreneur is exactly the opposite. Or someone who's investing, it's exactly the opposite. That's the opportunity. So I want to leave you with these 3 messages. Don't get blindsided. It doesn't matter what your business is, what your investment portfolio is, technology matters. The second point is technology has a payback. Just got to be careful in a few things in implementation. And third one is there is a gap. With that, let me turn to the project that some of you may know because I didn't see some of the technical faces. Is a project and an investment that we're bringing to Trinidad for the reason. It is not only for Trinidad, it is for the reason. And I tried to explain in a simpler term. I have a technical term for it, but I'm going to explain in a simpler term. What we're really building is an internet switch. Today, your internet switch in Miami. That's where all the switching happens. And the data vault. Switching, if you want to understand what switching means for the internet, just go back to Alberto's presentation yesterday on the Panama Canal, where he described what Panama Canal does to the manufacturing sector, transportation sector. The counterpart of the Panama Canal or the port is really the internet switch on an electronic world. And how big is that in an electronic world? In some of the developed countries, the electronic transaction, the transactions are 6% of the GDP, and destined to be, in some of the developed countries, close to 15% by 2015. Meaning, 15% of the GDP is moving, not the financial transaction. 15% of goods and services are electronic mechanism, the knowledge base. And what we are building in Trinidad is a bunker. What we're building in Trinidad is an internet switch that will serve the region and would become one of the critical infrastructure in the region. That's number one. Number two, in terms of what it offers to, again, go back to the Panama Canal example. When you're building a big switch, your customers are wholesale customers. Your customers are not retail. So similarly, our switch or the data bunker that we have, our customers are going to be wholesale customers. That will occupy the space. They will become our customers, and they themselves, in turn, will deliver the value-add services in the marketplace. So our face is behind the back. We are not in front of the enterprise or consumer space. We are way up in the value chain. If you talk to the economists, a typical project like this would be about 50 multiplier downstream. For the reason we did the quick analysis, and we had the figure about 4,000 high-paying jobs is what it would impact, 2,000 substitution, and 2,000 net new.